Hello everyone and welcome back in this new video. In today's video, I'm going to explain to you why Fedora KDE Plasma is the best Linux distro for Linux beginners. So if you're switching from Windows or macOS, this is going to be the perfect distro that you're going to use as a beginner. So let's begin. So first of all, Fedora is extremely easy to install. Some people still think that installing Linux is difficult or you need to be like a hacker or like somebody that knows what he's doing. But installing Fedora is actually extremely easy because Fedora, as you can see from the video, is offering an extremely good looking and simple installer. So you just select your disk where you want to install Fedora and basically it's going to install Fedora in a couple of minutes. So it's actually extremely easy and extremely fast to install, which is a big plus for Fedora. Then the second thing that makes it the best distro for beginners is that if you have an NVIDIA GPU and you have to install the driver, because on Linux the AMD and the Intel graphic drivers are pre-installed on every distro because they're installed on a package called Mesa that is automatically installed on every single distro. But the NVIDIA drivers are not always pre-installed. Some distros pre-install them, some distros don't, and Fedora does not pre-install them. So after you install it, you just click on the Enable Third-Party Repos. That is basically going to enable the NVIDIA driver repos, the Steam repos, if you want also the Google Chrome repo. So after you've done that, you can just open Discover, which we're going to talk about more later in the video, and you can just scroll down, go into hardware drivers, and boom! You have the NVIDIA graphics drivers ready to be installed with just one click. Fedora makes it super easy to just have them in the software manager application and you can just install them with just one click. So it's actually amazing, and it is also why I recommend Fedora. And also, if you have an older NVIDIA GPU that doesn't support the latest 595 or 610 driver, but just supports the 580 driver, Fedora also maintains the 580 driver, so you can install the legacy NVIDIA driver on Fedora and still have a working computer. Meanwhile, if you have a modern GPU which supports newer drivers, you can also install the 595, the 610, whatever driver you can install from when you're watching this video. So this is absolutely amazing. So Fedora will work if you have a newer NVIDIA GPU or an older NVIDIA GPU. So let's talk more about Discover, because this application is absolutely amazing and it makes it super easy to install the software that you need, and most of the software that is available on Linux you will be able to find it here in the Discover application. And the Discover application is just a software manager. It's just like an app store, like the Google Play Store or like the Apple App Store, but for Linux, because this is how it works on Linux. You have an app store and this app store gets the application from the repositories, and that's how it works. You can just install most of the applications that you want are going to appear here in Discover. So let's say you want Steam, boom, you can just click on Steam and you click on install and then you can play your games. It's that easy. You want a browser, let's say Opera GX, let's say you like this gamer, let's say gamer browser, boom, you can just install it from here. Or you can also install it from the Opera GX website, and we're going to go more into this later. You have also categories. So if you want to go to games, you also have Sober, which is the Roblox version for Linux. You have the launchers like Heroic Games Launcher. And in this same application, you can also search for your installed apps. So you can see here, I can find everything that I have installed on my computer, and I can just manage it from here. I can just uninstall, launch the applications and manage everything. And also here in the settings, you can enable or disable the repositories, which makes it absolutely easy to use. And this is another thing that makes it better for beginners. This distro, Fedora KDE, is absolutely amazing for beginners. You have a GUI for basically everything, and this makes your experience way easier. But what about the apps and the games that you might not find in the Discover app? You can install them the Windows way by going into their website. So for example, you want to install VS Studio Code, and maybe you don't find it here because you will find, if you search for VS Code, I think we only find, yes, VS Codium, and this is the FlatHub version, which is like a containerized version, so I wouldn't suggest you to use that unless like you prefer this version for some reason. So if you want to install the native Fedora version of VS Code, you can just go to the Visual Studio Code website, and here you will find a .rpm package. So on Fedora, if you go to the websites of the application that you need to install, you will have to look for a .rpm package or a .flatpak package like what the Hightail launcher, for example, offers. So for example, for Visual Studio Code, we can just click on the .rpm, and after we install the .rpm, we can go into the folder where it's installed, and we can just double click, and boom, it's appearing here. You can just click on install from, and yeah, this long-ass name, and this will install VS Code. So let's click it. Let's see what it happens. I just put my password in, it's installing, and boom, now I have VS Code installed. So let's open it. Boom, Visual Studio Code. It's here. And it's easy, and then I can just uninstall it. Again, I don't want it anymore, boom, I can remove it, and it's good. We're all good. So let's try with the Hightail launcher. Okay, so let's download it for Linux. And we have a .flatpak file, which is a packaging format that is containerized, which works well for games, for example, but maybe if you want to code, you don't want to have the Flatpak version of your IDE, but you prefer to have a native that has more access to your entire system. That's why I prefer to use Visual Studio Code as an RPM instead of a Flatpak, but it works, the Flatpak works as well. So let's try to double click this Flatpak again. And actually it's opening with another application because I have many applications that handle Flatpak installation. Let's open it with Discover. By default, you will only have Discover, and boom, it opens the same page like it did for the Visual Studio Code.rpm, and I've already installed it, but you can just click on install it or uninstall it and it's gonna work. So this is another great point for Fedora. It's absolutely easy to install applications on Fedora, whether it's from Discover directly or whether it's from the official website of the application that maybe you don't find on Discover, but that you know it does support Linux. But what about updating the system? So is it easy to update the system on Linux? Is it easy to update Fedora KDE? And absolutely it is, and it's actually amazing. This is one of the best advantage point that Linux has over Windows, is that it updates everything all at once. So it means it updates your applications and your system components all at once. But if you want, you can, let's say, update only the applications, or maybe update only the system components, because here on Fedora KDE Plasma, in the Discover application, we have an Updates tab. So yes, you can update your system from this application. Now I don't have any updates because I've already updated it today, but you can select whether you want to only update the system components or also the applications, and you can just update whenever you want, whatever you want. I prefer to update everything all at once, so I can just update once and be good. I don't have to worry about updating again. And yeah, updating Fedora KDE is absolutely easy, and that's another great point that Fedora has as an advantage, specifically Fedora KDE, because with this application, Discover, you can install, remove, manage, and update your system in the easiest way possible. So this is a great point for beginners. Then we also have a big Fedora community. Fedora is one of the most popular distros. So for example, we can go to the Fedora Reddit and we have 143,000 weekly visitors. This is a lot, guys, so if you have any issues, you can just post them on here and you will probably find an answer. And it's just a big community and you will find the answers that you need. Also, another point that Fedora has is that it's updated and it's stable. So Fedora is like an in-between Arch Linux and Debian. Debian is extremely late at updating. It updates like every 2 years with just minor security releases. Meanwhile, Arch Linux is a rolling release, which in Linux terms, it means that it constantly updates, every day it updates, and Fedora is like an in-between. Fedora has got new kernels, it has got new NVIDIA drivers, but at the same time, it is extremely stable. I've been using Fedora for like 8 months now, and I've never had a single issue when updating. Meanwhile, with Arch Linux, I've used it for like a year and a couple of months, and I've had a couple of issues when updating. So Fedora is actually extremely stable, and is also extremely up-to-date. Not as much as Arch, but extremely up-to-date still, which means that you're going to have a great experience on newer computers. And also you're going to have the latest software versions, which means a better experience. Another advantage that Fedora has is that it allows you to have multiple Linux kernels installed. So when you boot Fedora, you will go into the boot screen that lets you select which kernel you want to use. So let's say the new kernel has a problem, has got a bug, maybe with your Wi-Fi drivers, or there's an issue with the new kernel, you can just use the older kernel until that issue gets fixed. So this is actually an advantage that Fedora has, that for beginners might save them from like an issue that they're experiencing with a new kernel version that they don't know how to fix. So you just use the older kernel and you're good. You can just keep using your operating system and move on. So this is another great point that Fedora has. And talking specifically about Fedora KDE Plasma, Fedora KDE Plasma has an amazing desktop environment, which, as you might have guessed, is called the KDE Plasma. This desktop environment, it's extremely similar to Windows. So if you're coming from Windows, you will be like feeling at home using this desktop environment. And Fedora is probably the distro with the most polished KDE Plasma experience. Really, I haven't found a distro that has such a polished KDE Plasma experience like Fedora KDE has. The Fedora KDE Plasma maintainers really put a lot of effort into making Fedora KDE an amazing and polished experience. So you're going to be having an operating system that is stable, it's secure, it's fast, it's updated, and it's also polished. That's why I think it's the best experience for beginners and for everybody, really. Unless you have a specific use case or need to use another distro, Fedora KDE is the best Linux distro for everything. You can game, you can do work, you can do graphics art, you can do everything. And the KDE Plasma desktop is actually extremely easy to use for beginners. It's extremely stable, it's very fast, and every single update the KDE has improves the stability, improves the responsiveness, improves the speed of the desktop. So if you use this desktop, this distro, which is Fedora, and this desktop, you're going to have a great experience, and you can be sure about that. So having said all that, there is only one issue that Fedora in general has. It doesn't matter the version of Fedora. Basically, they don't ship the proprietary codecs by default, so you might or might not have a good experience watching like MP4 videos. Maybe you have like a movie that is an MP4, and since Fedora doesn't ship the proprietary codecs, maybe the video will be laggy because they're shipping some free codecs that are not really that good. But it's actually really easy to install the proprietary codecs, so I will make a video about that. So the next video is probably going to be how to install the proprietary codecs on Fedora Linux, and then the next video after that, it's probably going to be how to install Fedora KDE or how to install CacheOS, because I also want to make an updated series on CacheOS. So that's it for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Is Fedora KDE Plasma the best distro for beginners? Do you use Fedora KDE Plasma? So let me know in the comments, and please like and subscribe because it really helps the channel grow a lot. I'm going to see you in the next video. Have an amazing day.